This is believed to be one of the most powerful lightning strikes caught on camera. It even lit up the entire sky. Jatropha curcus is a special flower that has a natural occurring chemical that allows people to blow bubbles. Canoeing is meant to be a relaxing activity, unless you get stuck on something that feels like a rock. Okay, you really need to trust your friend to do this, but it helps if said friend is a professional golfer. Doing a parabolic maneuver, you can create a zero-gravity environment for a couple seconds inside the aircraft. During a live news broadcast, there was a miscommunication error that made one of the producers think they were off air, and well, it revealed a very odd trick. In a physics-defying moment, apparently a constant line of air is enough for a screwdriver to float. A 200 IQ play by a woman with a jumping spider on her leg happened when she remembered that there was a fly roaming around their food, so she took care of two problems at once.
No, bro, he's gonna get it. Oh my god, he's gonna do it! Yes! Oh.
Thieves usually tried to target people when they're at least expecting it. A man in Bangladesh managed to excel at this by snatching a phone off a moving train. This is what it looks like when I try to solve my problems. When Domino's posted a video of one of his workers making pizza dough blindfolded, they would have never expected for Papa John's to have the Wizard of Dough. Victoria Cameron represents Stephenville High School, and not only can hop in a treadmill at 23 miles per hour, but also won the state title at an incredible time of 11.35 seconds.
Very aggressively, that is Actually, she wasted 0 time!
Against all odds, a man managed to stay dry when his group raft flipped over. Okay, sometimes bears want their piece too.
Oh no!
A cat had an existential crisis when it met a tiger cub, since it quickly went from the king of the jungle to not so much. When a small water leak was ignored in a building, it quickly turned into a massive problem after a heavy rain. With Rolex watches going for thousands of dollars, wearing them in public can make you a target. A businessman visiting London was befriended right outside his hotel entrance by what seemed two drunk guys, and they were acting fun and trying to get him to dance while they stole his $40,000 watch, and he didn't even realize. Okay, maybe the Ents are getting bolder. Sometimes when buying a car from Facebook Marketplace, the seller leaves out some important details. The MSG Sphere is the largest LED wall ever built that cost $2.3 billion, which is more than what the Burj Khalifa cost to build. But well, some people are concerned that it distracts drivers, since it can be seen from miles away. Around 9% of the people in the United States have thalassophobia, which is the fear of oceans, and one can easily understand why with videos like this one. When a man was opening a pack of Magic the Gathering cards, he pulled a $2.6 million rare card, and well, he decided to take a video and couldn't stop shaking. A marine biologist got a jump scare when a camouflaged octopus came out of nowhere. Some students at Stanford made a next-level invention by developing glasses that transcribe speech in real time, meant for people who are deaf or having hearing problems. And in the future, it's believed that it will also be used to understand another language, with a translation feature.
So, using our device, you can actually see captions for everything I say in your field of view in real time.
Big excavators can weigh up to 50,000 pounds and are huge, but the marble quarry in Italy is so big that it makes it look tiny. It's always a good idea to do a rock check before walking on what looks like a normal sandy beach. This is a water slide in Brazil that is not suited for anyone scared of heights or stairs. A good thing to know is that some sea snakes, such as olive sea snakes, are highly venomous, and sometimes during mating season, male snakes become hyperactive and confuse humans as potential mates and approach drivers or boats. Perhaps one of the most terrifying videos to watch, these ants built a bridge to attack a wasp nest that would make even an engineer proud. Even though this is not common practice at all, and not a good way to launch a vessel that was newly built, these workers had to ingenious how to set sail without machinery. Sometimes at the beach we can witness a natural phenomenon of bioluminescent water, which is usually caused from an algae bloom of plankton. And well, every time the water is splashed it glows, and it's kinda like nature's LED lights. When a man came back to his house after work, he arrived to a bear eating his bucket of KFC that was meant to be his dinner. If you drive a lot on highways, toll expenses can add up to hundreds of dollars a year, so people get creative on ways to not pay them. When a cop pulled over a truck, he realized that he had strings attached to the license plate, so he can pull it and hide it from the toll cameras, an idea he got from the James Bond movie.
The plate is attached to a cable.
You see this right here?
Yeah.
You know, from inside, as soon as he enters the toll, he's gonna pull the lever,
So he pulls the lever.
and look what happens.
When a rugby player celebrated a try by spinning the ball behind him, it landed right in his hands when it came back down. This man eating a snack looks straight like a glitch in the Matrix. An almost unknown fact is that baby elephants don't learn to control their trunks until they're about a year old. When some cars were imported from Japan to Russia, to everyone's surprise, the cars came covered in a thick layer of ice that took weeks to properly handle. Okay, is this person moving left or right? Apparently no one knows. Zay Jones is an American football player who has a very peculiar and unreal-looking way of standing up. There are some basketball shots in which we have to admit that a lot of skill's involved, but when this girl missed her shot pretty badly, everything went right so the ball goes in. Since wrappings allow you to change the look of your car without long-term commitment, it's become increasingly popular over the years. And it's incredibly satisfying to watch a wrap job being done. Around 350 miles from Cairo, there are some salt pools in a desert called Siwa Oasis. And well, despite the depth being over 60 feet, it's quite safe to swim there since it's too salty for anything to live, and you can't sink because of the salt. A strange moment caught on film in the streets of New Jersey is a bear that's been sighted multiple times walking on 2 feet like a human.
Bear walk.
At the Wells Fargo Center, there were 8 events done in 8 days, one of them involving an ice skating rink. And it's incredibly satisfying to see how the workers create an entire venue from nothing. This axe thrower managed to get a rare triple bullseye. Since high heels require a change in the mechanics of the foot, you don't see anyone doing lots of physical activity on them, except for this lady who managed to run through a floating bridge without falling. Sometimes we just have to be generous and share with our friends. In places that have very steep angles and hills, after a heavy rain or an earthquake, locals tend to evacuate some areas that are likely to be victim of a landslide, which is the sliding down of a mass of earth. And well, they're incredibly scary to watch. This game show really did not expect one of the competitors to make it look this easy. With the $3 million price tag of a Bugatti Chiron, they're simply unattainable to most people. This man decided to get around the hefty price by making his own replica. There's a coffee shop in Japan that allows you to pick any image for your coffee. And well, maybe not the best place if you're in a hurry or like your coffee hot, but the skills of the barista are at another level. After a herd of African elephants crossed the road, the leader of the herd gave a thanks to a driver whose trip was interrupted. A good lesson to learn is that if you ever leave your phone near a group of frogs, you're probably not getting it back. Not 100% sure why this opal was split in half, considering that it would slash the price by 10, but it's fascinating to see the RGB looking lights inside the rock. This is footage taken from a helicopter passing by the Amazon River, and it's of a giant anaconda that's believed to be one of the longest snakes ever recorded. A heartwarming moment that a kid will never forget happened when the dad memorized parts of his favorite TV show and pretended to participate in it. With the first use of CGI in a movie was in 1973, and it didn't become a full thing until the late 1990s, film producers had to get creative to take a scene idea to screen. This is astronaut Bruce McCandless above Earth during an incredible untethered from gravity spacewalk. This man is the fastest clapper, being able to do 14 claps per second. Even though safari buses are extremely safe and surrounded with cages, if a group of tigers approaches, it can still be scary. At the San Siro Stadium in Milan, there are these columns that also are staircases that look like they're spinning when crowds are leaving. But in reality, it's just an optical illusion, and the structure is not moving. This is an example of form over function in the making of a car.
You put on your get-in helmet, and voila!
Okay, it's probably not the best idea to stay close to these speakers for a prolonged period of time, but at an outdoor demonstration they placed over 100 speakers, and they were so powerful you can see the shock waves, and even the movement in crowd members' hair. A strange footage comes from the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery, in which all of a sudden a floating minion appeared, and kinda looks like it's patrolling the place. Working alone at night in a warehouse can be very scary, and well, this worker got scared when he felt something touch his back. When a student arrived 30 minutes late to class, the professor decided to teach him a lesson by trying to embarrass him, by asking what problem they were trying to solve. And well, he wasn't expecting the guy to be a genius.
You sir, what are we solving?
Alright.
That's a good guess because it's correct.
Even though this criminal had agility, the cop had strength. A strange moment caught on the CCTV at the subway was in the middle of the summer, when a woman unfastened her trench coat and proceeded to walk away. This worker is so good at this job that even a crowd formed to spectate his incredible plate stacking skills. During American Ninja Warriors, a dog decided to work smarter, not harder. There are times in which at a busy restaurant someone spills something like ketchup. This machine aims to get rid of the mess as quickly as possible. Soil liquefaction is a rare phenomenon which usually happens after an earthquake or other rapid loading that causes the strength and stiffness of soil to be decreased, and it's very strange to see. A moment that absolutely no one would believe if it wasn't filmed happened when in the motorway in Southern California, several bags of money fell out of an armored car, and a lot of people took it as free money. In Brisbane, Australia, there's an annual fireworks display, which features aircraft demonstrations from the Australian Air Force, and well, they fly very close to buildings. A megastorm caused the Pasha Bulker to head towards Nobby Beach, which was concerning considering it's a 738 feet long ship that weighs 169 million pounds, and well, it got stuck near the shore, and there was $1.6 billion worth of damages caused to the ship. Ilya Malinin is the first person in history that was able to land a quad axel, which is a jump that requires to complete 4.5 turns in the air before landing, which was previously thought impossible.
Beautiful, loaded down.
Worth a look, taking it a break, and how many times will we be watching that?
Have you ever wondered what would happen if a normal person was running a 100-meter sprint with pro athletes? Well, this happened recently when an untrained girl was chosen to represent the country of Somalia as a favor for a politician. And well, needless to say, she was dead last.
石川优在这个阶段逐一位率先撞线，全力的去冲啊！这一枪11秒，想收着劲儿跑，但是已经收不住。
A squirrel unwillingly went into a wild ride when it tried taking food from a bird feeder. In South Central Pennsylvania, there's a place called Gravity Hill, and it makes you wonder about basic physics.
Coming back. You got a magnet on it.
A watch that has an unbelievable price tag comes from the diamond company named Graph. The watch is called Hallucination and has over 110 carats of colored diamonds. And well, the price tag is an astonishing $55 million. A good thing to know is that snakes have no interest in humans, so it's extremely unlikely they will ever chase you. But if for some reason one decides to follow you, climbing a tree is not a good idea, since often many snakes spend a good amount of time in trees to escape predators and to catch prey. A very bizarre occurrence caught on camera happened when a farmer in northeast China cracked an egg, only to find another egg inside. Ever wonder what the inside of a shark looks like? This man got a surprise when he saw a baby shark trying to eat the camera. In cities with narrow streets, towing is usually done by trucks that have a side loader lifting system. If you ever want to get into the American Ninja Warrior show, you're expecting to train 5 to 6 times a week, just to have a shot at passing the course. But in Japan, a chimpanzee did it without breaking a sweat. Moles dig pretty hard, and they can put up to 40 times their body weight behind their shovel-like paws. But this also means that they can't walk very well. This is the most venomous animal in the entire world, the box jellyfish. Their stings can kill a person within a few minutes, or sometimes 4 to 48 hours, due to the Arukanji syndrome, which is a delayed reaction to the sting. Since they live in coastal waters, areas that are known to have box jellyfishes around are marked, and the beaches have stinger enclosures. A very strange behavior from deers is called stotting, in which they spring into the air lifting all 4 feet off the ground simultaneously. And even though many possible explanations for stotting were proposed, there is little evidence for either of them. Despite setting a new women's world record at the 2020 Olympics, Alexandra Miroslav did not win a medal, but her climbing speed is unbelievable. This bobcat jumps over a river with a single leap.